doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, let's watch it. Let's watch it.
Okay, we have to have a conversation about this. I feel like it's been a minute since I've done just like an old school, straight to camera rant video, but this has been all over my timeline lately, so I feel like I have to. So meet Neo, potentially the most futuristic product we've ever seen. This thing is a full-fledged humanoid robot, 5'6", 66 pounds, 4-hour battery life.
Dude, it's funny because I know it's not, but it even looks like a person pretending to be a robot in a suit. It looks like a Halloween costume of a robot. That's crazy. It looks like a person wearing a thick sweater and a mask.
Self-charging, and it lives in your house. It's finally here. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's for doing chores. It's a housekeeper. It has the same dexterity as a human because it's shaped just like a human, walks around on 2 legs, has 10 fingers. It can fold laundry and put it away for you, or it can do the dishes for you from start to finish and then put everything away. It can go around and water the plants outside or inside on a perfect schedule, and it never forgets a single plant.
Dude.
And then it'll go around and vacuum and tidy up the house.
Okay, knowing the truth about this is actually even more horrific. It's like, well, I guess we'll get to it. This is horrifying. It's horrifying because a person is doing this.
If anything gets left out,
but you don't even want to see the human.
It always knows where everything is. It can find the TV remote, and it'll basically actively do all the chores that you know you have to do, but you don't actually want to do. And when it's done, it goes back to its little docking spot and charges itself. Imagine going out for the day of work and coming back a few hours later, and everything's done. All the chores are finished. Every single time, every day, you never have to do chores again. That's amazing. Or maybe, let's say you have mobility issues. This thing can sort of act as a personal assistant in a lot of ways.
What's the catch?
These are things that represent
Marquez Brownlee.
Massive value for a lot of people. And it's available to order now. This is available to order. This feels like it could be the best tech announcement of all time in 2025, except this isn't real.
Oh!
And I mean that in the most literal way possible. This is not real. First of all, it's a pre-order. So you can go to this website right now and you can pick between 3 colors, and then it's either...
Okay, wait. Now I'm concerned that this video is actually a human in a fucking costume. Wait, I'm concerned that this video is filmed with actually a human in a costume.
$500 a month subscription for a standard delivery, or you can pay a flat $20,000 to own it outright and get priority delivery. Just drop a $200 fully refundable deposit to get in line today, and deliveries in the US start sometime next year. And that's just...
This is a real question. For $500 a month, couldn't you pay someone to do your chores? I haven't hired someone, but theoretically, $500 a month, I feel like that would totally cover it. Not daily, maybe. Yeah, but they wouldn't be a robot. Because I do remember, I mean, the one time I've done this, Ari was gone for 2 weeks or something, and the place was a total mess. There was just too much to clean in one day, and I hired a full house cleaning service, and it didn't cost that much. I mean, maybe it was I don't remember, 160, 180 or something, but they did everything top to bottom. That was a deep dive full day thing.
We don't know when it's actually going to ship. Now, to be clear, it's not actually the price that I have a big problem with. I know these numbers seem eye-popping on paper, but this is a first-generation, bleeding-edge humanoid robot assistant. I never thought that this would be cheap, and also there isn't really competition yet, so you got to imagine...
What if you have social anxiety? Okay. Counterpoint, if I had social anxiety about a human being in my home and touching my things... It wouldn't be assuaged by it being a person digitally with 1,000 cameras walking through my home as a robot picking up all my things. That wouldn't make me feel like they're watching me through the camera. Doesn't make me feel any better.
The target audience is going to be people whose time is worth more than the money they're spending on it. This is for people who the idea of saving a few hours on chores every week so that they can use that time to make more money actually makes logical sense. People really think like that. It's for early adopters. It's for people who want to spend however much they think it's worth on this brand new novel thing. That's fine. But my issue with this product is the gap between what it's actually capable of today and what they're promising as they take your money today. Like, I think when people watch a video like this, they expect that this robot has some sort of built-in artificial intelligence that allows it to recognize objects and navigate around on its own and learn your house and be productive for those hours while you're gone. And that, I think, would be a reasonable thing to get out of watching that video, because that's what it's designed to show. That's what you're supposed to feel. That's the dream. But that's not actually what's happening. So Joanna Stern, the legend, she did a video with this Neo robot also this week where the company showed her all of the things that it could do. And turns out 100% of the things that they showed her were remotely controlled by a human in another room wearing a VR headset with controllers. That's not exaggerating. 100% of the stuff they showed her. The carrying things around, the loading up the dishwasher. I mean, look at this thing.
Like, you know how much harder that's going to be to do for the human assistant in the other room to try to fucking figure out what they're seeing and load all that. They're going to drop things more often. It's not even, yeah, I mean, there's lag too.
Yeah, all of this is teleoperated.
Holy
and this was a demo
shit.
set up by this 1X company. So this is like best case scenario stuff. And I see a lot of people defending this robot online like, oh, no, there's probably other things that it can do autonomously. They just didn't show her yet. Really? You don't think they would show her the best stuff that this could do autonomously to keep selling the dream? If you watch that keynote video back, to their credit, you'll notice that they actually are very careful to label exactly when the robot is doing something autonomously.
Like what?
And not teleoperated. And in that whole nearly 10-minute video, there's exactly 2 scenes that have this label. There's the get the door command.
Get the door, please.
Where the robot walks over to the door because someone's coming up. It grabs the handle, waits for the guest, and then sort of pulls the door open and fumbles backwards a little bit, kind of like a toddler, to let them inside. And then there's the put away the dishes command, where the robot toddles over to the person, recognizes the harmless, not glass, empty cup in its hand, grabs it, and then walks away with it.
There's no fucking way this thing's not dropping shit all over the house. Or yanking your door too hard and fucking breaking it. Cardboard cup, yeah.
Cool. No, seriously, that's actually pretty impressive. Even if I could.
Why is the robot packing? Wait, pause. The robot's packing? I don't.
And then walks away with it.
Okay, the robot's not packing.
Cool.
Keep your eye off the robot's
that's
fucking
pretty
groin.
Impressive. Even if I could already today unlock the door with my Google Home and a smart lock with just my voice, there is something at least a little bit futuristic about a humanoid robot going to do that.
I mean,
That's
sure.
part of the dream. It's doing it autonomously. But then that also means that everything else happening in this video and everything else we've ever seen this Neo robot do, we can safely assume is remote controlled. So the gap between what this product can actually do today and what it can maybe hopefully do someday in the ideal future it is massive.
Yeah.
They are massive.
Yeah, it's a
apart.
massive gap.
That's really my main issue. There seems to be a bit of a lost art in waiting for a tech product to be actually finished before announcing and unveiling it. Like, do you remember when tech companies would unveil a brand new tech product that they've been working on and then do a demo, and then the next slide was like, this thing is going on sale tomorrow or next week or something like that. And that hype would carry right into the buying cycle. You remember that? That was sick.
Jesus
but
Christ,
now, in this
$200
age
monitors.
of all of these AI products, it's like there's this thing where you end up selling the dream before you sell the actual product.
They got to raise the money.
And that is dangerous. Like, the promise of AI is so huge and so massive and magnificent and awesome, but is also so clearly not done yet that you end up with stuff like the Humane Pin or even the Rabbit R1.
Dude, can you guys remember life before the Rabbit R1? It changed everything. I can't even imagine going out about my day without my Rabbit R1. It's been such a paradigm shift. I know all of you use it pretty much regularly, but it's like I almost forgot about it. You know, just a few years ago, we barely talked about or used it. Next to my Zune and my Nintendo Wii U. Yeah, dude.
For example, or heck, even Apple Intelligence, where you have these big promises, but the capabilities are still over here, while the promise is all the way over here. And I'm trying to figure out why they do that. And I think really there's two main reasons. And believe it or not, I think Tesla self-driving is a really perfect parallel example for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
See, basically, in order for this robot to be everything people want it to be, they need to develop a super smart AI system that looks through the robot's sensors and is able to learn its environment and recognize everything it's looking at and teach itself to navigate that environment and perform tasks. It has to learn what a laundry room is and what the laundry looks like,
what your
and how to fold each type of clothing, and it needs to learn what cups and forks and glasses are and how to pick them up. And it has to be adaptable to all these different sizes and shapes and materials and things of all these houses.
Someone said me at 33 when it was said it needs to learn how to like fold the laundry and what the different type of clothes are. Let's do.
Household objects. So that when the user asks for it to do something, just like, hey, Neo, vacuum the living room when I'm gone, something like that. Then Neo can go, okay, I know where the living room is. I know where the vacuum is. I know how to use the vacuum, where the handle's at, like how much battery life I have, how much
it's
I
like
need
a hard
to vacuum
task.
the whole living room. I know not to knock over lamps or certain objects in there. And even the laundry folding thing, like just that requires a ton of training data, or at least some way to understand all these different shapes of shirts and jackets and hoods and vests and all sorts of things and hooks and hangers and what gets folded, what gets dry cleaned,
Marcus
all
Brownlee.
these different things. And the list just goes on and on.
This video is 30 minutes of Marquez Brownlee listing different types of objects in your house and chores. And there's an iron, and there's an ironing board, and there's like there's legs of the ironing board, and there's a table, and the tables are. I get it. It's difficult. Like it's not the robot's not going to be able to get it.
And like, what if one of the tasks is going and getting the right medication for an elderly person and bringing it to them? That it has to get that right. Like it needs to identify the correct medication at the right time and the right intervals and bring it to them.
I trust my Neo robot
to do that. That is one of a ton of household objects that it has to specifically get really good at. Now, in the self-driving car world, no matter what you think of them, Tesla's definitely a leader here, and they've had a pretty clever approach to trying to work on this problem. Because their problem is their robots on wheels need to learn all of these possible variations and ways to navigate situations that could happen on the road.
What's
and
clever
how to
about
get
it?
around them. Traffic cones, construction zones, weird lane markings, etc., etc. So, with their millions of cars already on the road, they have slowly, very slowly, let people turn on this beta self-driving feature in small stages in their cars, while instructing people to keep their hands on the wheel, of course,
Right.
so that they can slowly start to gather information from people willing to beta test. And so those cars
Right.
will encounter and navigate all sorts of situations for the first time, and then the second time, and then the fifth time, and then the 100th time. And all this data can go.
You might say instead of clever, they lied about it and got people to pay a bunch of money up front for a feature that still isn't released fully in the way they described it when it was sold. And then some percentage of those people died. And the rest were sort of unwilling beta testers that are now being used for a full rollout.
Go back into the system to help
That
all
would be
these
another way of
cars
describing
learn
it.
and get better. And now at this point, this is like their primary advantage is they have millions and millions of miles of training data.
Some of
from
you may
people
die.
essentially beta testing for Tesla. It's a robotics challenge. It's an AI challenge, but yeah, they're essentially using early adopters.
Their
to
sacrifice
beta
will
test
not be forgotten. It's very funny.
to make the systems better for the eventual masses. And now this home AI robot challenge is essentially the same thing, but in people's homes, which is potentially way more variables. Like cars have to stick to what's on the road and mostly are operating in a 2D plane where there's obviously different story. People's houses are crazy different shapes, and there's all sorts of objects in different shapes and types of them, and a million different variables just with household objects. And
That's not folded. That's just not folded. Bro. It's just like mashing your clothes into and then handing it as it falls apart, bro. That's crazy.
You could argue that the stakes of self-driving cars are a little higher because of all the safety risks, and if it messes
That's
up,
the new
someone
style.
could
That's
die.
college folding.
Maybe that doesn't happen as often with the home AI robot, but then again, if it gets someone's medication wrong, it's still pretty important. So I think the point here is you don't get to make this awesome, perfect home robot without all of this information. And so they need the training data. And so they go right back to early adopters. So people who press that order now button first
20 grand,
and who actually, I guess, get one of these when they start to ship them, will get a robot that can probably do a few simple things autonomously, like opening doors, but there will be many things it can't do. And for that, if you scroll down on their website, you can see there's expert mode, which is when you have something the robot can't yet do, and you schedule one of their teleoperating employees to look through the sensors into your home and do the task so that the robot can learn from it.
And you have to schedule it. That's so funny. I paid 20 grand so I can schedule one of their overworked minimum wage employees to put on a fucking headset and try to, with a terrible interface, do my dishes. That's the most inefficient way of just getting your dishes done.
Is something that they've pretty directly said that they expect early adopters to be totally cool with. Like, go watch Joanna's video. I'll link it below the like button. She basically grills the CEO about all this stuff. And he's kind of just like, yeah, you know, if you want to be on the bleeding edge of this, like, you know, we'll probably blur faces and maybe let you geo-fence certain areas of your house. But
okay,
yeah.
I can undercut this entire business. For $5,000, I will hire someone on TaskRabbit to wear a robot costume, come to your house and do your dishes. Pay me the $5 grand and I have invented a brand new robot. Okay? A brand new hyper-intelligent robot that works incredibly fast, much better than this. And you just schedule it. You can schedule it and it'll come and do your dishes. It's incredible.
Yeah, that'll be one of the things that they allow you to do. So look, there are certain industries where pre-ordering something that's not finished yet is actually normal behavior. Like, this happens all the time with smartphones now. This happens in video games. It even happens a bit with cars these days, although sometimes that can even go too far. But now with all these AI products coming out now, it's resulted so many more times in this strategy. They feel like they have to announce the product way before it's done. And they end up putting out this thing that is just nowhere near the dream. And that's how you get, you know, we talked about the Humane pin. Doesn't that sound familiar? Like, getting announced with such a high potential ceiling and promising that this could maybe be a post-smartphone world type of gadget. But it was just absolutely not good when it came out. And not enough people were willing to beta test something with that miserable of an experience. And then the Rabbit R1, like I said, that's another one. And, you know, they are surviving and they're improving, but absolutely with those early adopters. But a $20,000, 5'6" humanoid that wanders around your house and does chores, like, are there really that many people, you think, that are willing to spend that amount of money and know that they're going to have to potentially give up some pretty serious privacy and are basically going
to... Dude, it's insane, because not only is it like 1,000 cameras, someone you don't know walking around the house and can't identify or trace if they were doing something crazy, like, it's probably recording. So they're just walking around their house with a fucking robot, and there's a stranger in a warehouse somewhere fucking record. It's crazy. Yeah, it just feels wild. It feels dystopian.
Be a beta tester for some unknown number of years to hopefully maybe someday achieve that dream. Some of those people are out there, but is there enough of those people? You know, I don't know. I really don't know. And
it's 5'6", bro. How's it going to reach the top shelf? That's where humans can still win.
I think a lot of other people don't know. There are obviously a lot of potential downsides to this robot. You know, it's too small and weak to carry anything super heavy. It's also too slow and a bit too clumsy, it looks like, to do anything really serious. And it requires inviting a ton of remote viewable cameras and microphones into your house. And it could also fall over and have a hard time getting up. And also, just like the self-driving car, there are a number of situations where the robot getting enough things wrong.
Well, you know what I'll just do? I'll pay 20 grand for the robot, and then I'll hire a human assistant for the robot. So I'll hire a human that comes around and picks up the robot when it falls down and finishes the dishes whenever you know, it's like, just that way it's still a robot doing it, but there's a human making sure the task gets done.
Be dangerous. Like, even like just the medication stuff that I talked about earlier, or even it just clumsily dropping something made of glass, or any other various potentially dangerous household situation. And also, I'm not even sure it has to be human shaped. But that's another argument for another video. But the upside, clearly, is the dream. Like Rosie the robot from the Jetsons.
Oh, I take it back. It can do the 6'7" thing?
Potentially dangerous household situation. And also,
I'm sold.
I'm not even sure it has to be human-shaped.
I'm
but
fucking
that's
sold,
another
dude.
Argument for another video. But the upside, clearly, is the dream.
Holy shit. That is the dream. That is the upside. Let me buy 10, dude. I'm going to invest my life savings. Imagine I don't need human friends. Like, I'm going to have people here for a party. What if instead of human friends over, I have 10 of these in a circle and they're all doing the 6'7"? That'd be way more fun.
Like Rosie the robot from the Jetsons.
It can
type
still
of dream.
dab?
A personal assistant that seamlessly goes around your house and quietly does all the stuff that you don't want to do, and does it better and faster as time goes on, and does it in quiet hours of the night. The point is, this is the new AI promise problem that we have. It's not just this product in this company. This is, the most visible one on all our timelines right now, but it's like all these AI products are promising the world way, way before they have a product that's ready to actually show anyone and take money for it. And theoretically, this is what we want AI to do, right? It's not just like AI generated videos and slop and random copyright infringement. Like, we want it to be doing actually useful, productive stuff. That's not the issue. It's just the gap.
I want it to do both. I want it to, while it's doing my dishes, write new episodes of SpongeBob for me and say them out loud. I want it to do the SpongeBob voice and the Patrick voice while it's fucking doing my dishes. Yeah, that would be the ideal. It needs to do both.
The gap, that's the issue. And closing that gap is so hard. And this is one of the obvious examples. Like, the people that would benefit most from the ideal version of this robot, like the elderly or people with disabilities, are the least likely to become early adopters. So it's tough. I can actually applaud them for showing everything that they did to Joanna in that video. Fun fact, they actually reached out to me 10 months ago in January from a random Gmail address offering to do a sponsored video. I didn't respond. I didn't think it was anywhere close to real or worth doing a video or talking about, but we'll see how this ages. Like, we might look back at this in 12 months and everyone everywhere is shipping great AI products and humanoid robots, and it's all a dream, and I look like an idiot. In which case, great. We made it through that gap somehow.
All right. I'll take the under. Big A, you and Stan should each get one.